FactsVerse presents. Hours after a man's dying wish was posted online, a fleet of bikers turned up outside his door. Joe Stanley had a wonderful life. His career began when he served in the United States Air Force. He was stationed at Grissom Air Reserve Base in Indiana, where he worked as a jet engine mechanic. After an honorable discharge, he continued his work as a mechanic, but he started working on cars instead of jets. He got a job at DC Tire and Auto, and he stayed there until he retired. He spent all of his free time with his family. His wife was the love of his life. He had 16 children, 13 grandchildren, and a great-grandchild. People said Joe's two great loves were his country and his family. Joe was also a real thrill-seeker. He loved to ride the roller coasters at the amusement park over and over again. He also loved to ride his Harley. He liked to live fast, and he did so up until the day he got sick. Joe developed lung cancer, and it spread to his brain, and it wasn't long before his doctors told him that he was terminal. With each passing day, he got weaker and weaker. When he reached the end of his fight against cancer, he remained at home. His wife had hospice care set up in his house so that he could be comfortable during his final days. The 61-year-old man knew that the end of his life was near and had just one wish. One more time, he wanted to hear the roaring of a motorcycle engine. And that gave his family an idea. David Thompson is a motorcyclist who lived in Joe's town. Joe's family reached out to him to see if he could get a few biker friends together to make Joe's final wish come true. When David stopped by the house to see the family, Joe was in pretty bad shape. He was lying in a hospital bed, on an oxygen tank, just clinging to life. He couldn't even speak. When David saw the condition Joe was in, he told the family that he wanted to help. They had no idea how much he wanted to help. David decided he was going to do more for Joe than just get a few buddies to rev their engines outside Joe's home. He wanted to give Joe the send-off he deserved. He decided to reach out to the motorcycling community in South Bend and beyond. He posted in many biker Facebook groups and stopped in at all of the bike clubs in the area. He told everybody about Joe and his final wish. He put the word out, and he hoped that he could get a lot of bikers in front of Joe's house to rev their engines. Well, hours after the man's dying wish was posted online, his wish came true. David set out to do something very special for Joe, and it was better than he ever could have imagined. Over 200 people showed up in front of his house, over 100 motorcycles. Riders from other cities, districts, and regions showed up. They were all wearing different patches and jackets. You could see that they were all from different riding companies from all over the place, and when everybody was there together, they started revving their engines. It was so loud the windows of Joe's house were shaking. When the bikes started revving their engines and the house was shaking, Joe woke up a little. He raised his arm to salute the bikers who had come out to honor him. Joe's family was so thankful to David for all of his hard work. Before the bikers left, Joe's family had one last request. One of the bikes in front of the house had a sidecar, and they asked if they could sit Joe in the sidecar on the front lawn. The bikers didn't hesitate. They went into the house and 4 men carried Joe outside and put him in the seat. His wife got on the motorcycle and started to rev the engine. Joe could feel the vibration under him, and he even managed to crack a smile. The whole crowd cheered. It was an amazing moment for Joe. The bikers did more that day than just take some time out of their lives for Joe. It was 96 degrees that day. They were wearing long pants and boots. Most were wearing leather. According to the bikers, you dress for the slide, not the ride. They ignored the fact that it was so hot outside because they wanted to honor a fellow biker's last wish, and many of the bikers were in tears. Just a few hours after the gathering in front of his home, Joe passed away. His funeral was held June 24, 2017, and most of the bikers who were at his house showed up to show their support. They all lined up, and they followed Joe all the way to the cemetery. Joe's family was devastated when he passed. The fact that his dying wish was honored, however, was a huge comfort to them. Give all of those bikers of South Bend, Indiana, and surrounding areas a big thumbs up by clicking that like button, and subscribe for more.